Hi, welcome to another vlog by me. I believe that this is vlog number 1, 2, 3. Thanks guys, high five. Just kidding, not really. So hi, welcome again. So I'm thinking that I need to come up with a name for this thing that I'm doing. The Sarah show isn't cutting it in my head, but that's all I have. I'm thinking like coming up with some spectacular beginning. I'm not sure what they call that in the biz of showiness. I'm thinking definitely live animals though, and maybe a rainbow or two. Hot air balloons too, because that's like my next bucket list thing, even though I don't have a bucket list, but if I did, that would be the next thing. One thing I'm definitely sold on though is the idea of putting a little sparkle on my tooth, like ding, you know, or my eye. Let's do the eye too. Yeah, sold on that. Now we're getting somewhere, right? Oh, and then I learned today from the kids on the street some internet slang, webisode. Have you heard that one? I'm sure you have. So there's all of this stuff going on in my head, and these guys said too. Oh, and check this out. Something different about me today, isn't there? Spectacles. Which I actually just found in my drawer. But I do need, I don't know, can you see how thick they are? Because without these or contacts, I am so effing blind that bats laugh at me. Bats say, as a joke to each other, I'm blind as a Sarah. It's true. So what's going on? Well, it's July 7th, and that means that I survived the July 4th holiday. I did not off myself like many of you were thinking I might because of the whole I got married once drama. But no, I'm still here. I actually had a fun time. I did help my friend Amy paint her kitchen, and that was a lot of fun. I offered my renowned artiste services to her for the very, very rare fee of Bloody Marys, which hardly ever happens because I'm very much in demand for my artistic abilities. Actually, I once was a pet portrait artist, but that's a whole nother vlog or webisode, if you will. So I did help Amy. That was really fun, and she picked out an awesome color. Let's see, what kind of color? Kind of like this, except not at all. It was teal. It was a really good teal. So I was helping Amy paint, and I told her I could do the trim stuff because then we wouldn't have to tape everything, and I am just so good at painting that there would be no problem. I could do it in my sleep. So I was way up on this very, very tall ladder, and I was doing all the trim work by the ceiling, which was very hard. And I was using the top of the paint can like a palette, much like I'm sure Michelangelo or Picasso did. And on top I put the palette and the brush on top of the very tall ladder, right? And I had to move the ladder over an obstacle because the terrain was very treacherous. So I had to move it over an obstacle, and I thought with my Super Sarah strength, it would be fine. And I didn't see any kryptonite, which in the superhero world is code for things that make us go, ow. And kryptonite to Sarah's is obviously vegetables or any healthy food. Little did I know that Amy's sister works at Whole Foods, so the place was riddled with it. So before I knew that, I was trying to lift the ladder up over my head, over the obstacle, thinking, no problem, I got this, Super Sarah strength. And all of a sudden, goes the ladder, and I look up and I'm thinking, oh dear Lord, No, no, no. But it happened. The palette, if you will, fell off the top of the letter, hit me in the head, hit me here, and my beautiful golden locks, and landed on the floor, which I quickly cleaned up so there was no lasting effect, just in case Amy's very nice landlord is watching, which I'm sure he's not, but. So I have aqua highlights in my hair, my naturally blonde hair, P.S. But regardless of all that, I had a great time, and Amy's kitchen looks fabulous. So what else did I do today? Not today. I didn't do anything today. I worked. Yesterday, I went to see a movie. I went to see the new Johnny Depp flick called Public Enemies. See, I have to say it like that because it should not be called that. That's the first thing wrong with this movie is the title. And if that happens, you know, the rest of it is pretty much a shitstorm. Pardon my France. It was a good movie. I mean, if you have about 18 hours to kill, I would definitely check it out. Look at this. So flirty tonight. Anyway, I would check it out. It's very long. You might feel like you got sucked into a time warp sometime in the middle towards the end because it is so long. You might want to bring a pillow, maybe a sleeping blanket, some extra food, because you do kind of feel like you get lost in the woods. I don't know. It should not be called Public Enemies. The whole movie they say Public Enemy #1. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. By the end, I was like, where did we get here? The ending was kind of disappointing. I mean, Johnny Depp, it's pretty much Johnny Depp as Johnny Depp playing a bank robber. And then Christian Bale is in it, and the whole time I'm like, dude, you're Batman. Whip out your Batman skills and let's get on this. What's with the old Fords? Come on, you got the Batmobile. So that was difficult for me to wrap my brain around. But I like going to movies alone, and I go to movies alone during the day. That's what I do. And I do it for 2 reasons. One being that the people at the theater cannot understand it. It's funny to look at all these kids and they just don't get it. They think I'm meeting someone. Sometimes they think that I must have a child with me that is not near me or is invisible. I don't know. And the second reason why I go is that I get the most giant tub of popcorn ever made. And I shower it with another pound of salt. And it's all for me. And when the girl behind the counter, or guy, sorry, I'm not being sexist, when they say, would you like butter flavoring with your popcorn? I try to say as sweetly as possible, yes, please. And slip them a 20, just so that they really douse it, because that's really the only way to live. It's short and sweet, right? Oh, but yesterday, when I went to the theater, and, you know, I go up to get my ticket, and Public Enemies is an R-rated film, which I don't know why. Somebody on Twitter said, when I said that I was going, someone on Twitter mentioned that there was a lot of blood. I didn't think there was enough blood. Maybe it's the vampire in me coming out, but I just didn't think there was a lot of blood. And yeah. Anyway, okay, so I went to buy my ticket, and it's an R-rated film, and the girl behind the ticket booth, who was like, I don't know, 8 years old, says to me, I need to see your ID. And I was just perplexed, because I am a few months shy of 30 years old. And I know you cannot, I don't look a day over 4, but still. I don't even remember the last time I got carded for a movie. I don't know if I ever. It's just unheard of. And then so I was just like, okay, wow. I didn't even have anything witty to say. And then she goes, oh, it's just because you're so cute. You're just so cute. Which further blew my mind. I just was like, here, huh? So that was my big adventure at the movie. But as YouTube now tells me, we're out of time. So thank you for joining me on discovering the adventures of Saraland. Feel free to comment and suggest names for this. Okay.